take a lap, touch grass, or just low-key chill. In other words, 1 out of 7 days, take a Sabbath. One of the top 10 rules God gave was to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. He himself took a Sabbath in Genesis chapter 2 to rest from his labors. He didn't do it because he was wiped out, but to set a pattern for humanity. In the Reformed tradition, the moral aspects of the Old Testament law are still binding and enforceable. We ought to keep the moral law. Now, clearly, Sabbath worship was practiced by early Christians, as you can see in Acts chapter 20, 1 Corinthians 16. The tradition has differed over the years. Some have been strictly observant, no diversions, no games, no commerce, nothing else besides church and being quiet. Others have been just you worship and then you rest and relax, however that happens. Everyone thinks that Sunday worship is critical and resting and relaxing on 1 day out of 7 is critical as well. Jesus himself affirmed the Sabbath in saying he was Lord over it. In other words, he's in charge of it without holding to a strict legalism that would prevent us from doing things that we otherwise would enjoy when we're resting. Ultimately, Jesus himself is our true rest. In him we find relief from the constant striving to earn our own salvation. In him we find rest from the constant anxieties of life. But that doesn't mean that the Sabbath is unimportant and that we somehow spiritualize it away so that we don't need 1 day of rest out of 7. We do. On Sundays, do 2 things: chill and delight. Both of those things. Maybe right now you have to work on Sundays. Fine. Pick another day to chill and to delight. What do I mean? To chill, that means to cease from working, to cease from thinking about working and all the anxieties that are present when we are thinking about our work and what we need to get done and how we need to do it. Physically, we actually sleep, even take a nap. Mentally, we relax. We stop worrying about the things that we are always worrying about the other 6 days a week. Spiritually, we cease striving and we seek to just rest in the living God. And then we delight. First, we delight in God in worship. Psalm 95, "Oh, come, let us bow down and worship, for we are the sheep of his pasture. He is the one who takes care of us." Let's acknowledge that. And then we delight in God's gifts. On the Sabbath, enjoy good food. Take a walk with your friends or family. Play a game with them. Enjoy the time with them. Listen to music. Watch a movie. We are creatures wholly dependent upon God for every breath, and we ought to rejoice that he is such a good God who gives good gifts. Part of this for me is every Saturday night to Monday morning, I am off social media completely, trying to rest from it. So tomorrow, take a Sabbath, low-key chill, take a lap, touch grass, and enjoy God and his gifts.